The case stands as a landmark decision in New Jersey law. It highlights the state's commitment to safeguarding the privacy rights of its citizens. The case revolved around the constitutionality of a vehicle search conducted after an arrest. It brought to the forefront the tension between law enforcement's need to gather evidence and the individual's right to privacy. This essay delves into the specifics of analyzing its facts, the court's reasoning, and its lasting impact on vehicle search laws in New Jersey. The New Jersey Supreme Court in this pivotal ruling chose to diverge from established federal precedents. It asserted the state's right to interpret its own constitution to provide stronger protections for its residents. This decision sent a clear message. New Jersey holds privacy as a paramount right, deserving of robust legal safeguards. The case serves as a prime example of how states can act as laboratories of democracy, pioneering legal frameworks that uphold individual liberties. In 2003, Robert Eckel was arrested for driving with a suspended license in New Jersey. Following his arrest, the police searched his vehicle. During this search, they discovered a weapon. This discovery led to Eckel facing additional charges related to unlawful possession of a firearm. This sequence of events, seemingly straightforward, raised a crucial legal question. Was the search of Eckel's vehicle permissible under the law? The answer to this question hinged on the interpretation of the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and its counterpart in the New Jersey Constitution, Article 1, Paragraph 7. Both guarantee protection against unreasonable searches and seizures. However, the U.S. Supreme Court, in its interpretation, had established an exception, the search incident to arrest doctrine. This doctrine allows law enforcement to search a person and the area within their immediate control during a lawful arrest. The scope of this exception, particularly concerning vehicles, became the point of contention in the New Jersey Supreme Court, in reviewing, found itself at a crossroads. The U.S. Supreme Court, in the case of 1981, had interpreted the search incident to arrest doctrine broadly. The decision allowed the search of a vehicle's passenger compartment, even if the arrestee was already secured, and posed no threat to officer safety or evidence tampering. However, the New Jersey Supreme Court was unwilling to adopt this federal interpretation wholesale. The court recognized that New Jersey has historically taken a more protective stance on privacy rights than the federal government. It pointed to the state's constitution, which explicitly guarantees a right to privacy, a right not expressly mentioned in the U.S. Constitution. This difference in constitutional foundations led the New Jersey court to chart its own course, diverging from the federal precedent set by. In a resounding victory for privacy advocates, the New Jersey Supreme Court ruled in favor of Eckel. The court held that the search of Eckel's vehicle was unconstitutional under Article 1, Paragraph 7 of the New Jersey Constitution. The court reasoned that the search incident to arrest doctrine, while permissible, should not be applied as broadly as in. It emphasized that the scope of such a search must be limited to the area within the arrestee's immediate control. Since Eckel was already secured at the time of the search, the court found that there was no justification for searching his vehicle. The decision sent shockwaves through New Jersey's legal landscape. It established a higher threshold for vehicle searches incident to arrest than the federal standard. The court articulated a two-pronged test for determining the constitutionality of such searches. First, the arrestee must be within reaching distance of the compartment at the time of the search. This ensures that the search is genuinely for officer safety or evidence preservation, not a fishing expedition. Second, there must be probable cause to believe that the vehicle contains evidence of the crime for which the arrest was made. This prevents arbitrary searches based solely on the fact of an arrest. This new standard, rooted firmly in the New Jersey Constitution, provided greater protection to individuals against unwarranted intrusions by law enforcement. It underscored the court's commitment to safeguarding privacy rights, even when they intersect with law enforcement interests. Section 6, State via wit, reinforcing the right to privacy. The New Jersey Supreme Court revisited and reinforced its commitment to robust privacy protections in the subsequent case of State v. Witt in 2015. In Witt, the court addressed a slightly different scenario involving a search incident to arrest. The defendant, Witt, was a passenger in a vehicle stopped for a traffic violation. Upon discovering that Witt had an outstanding warrant, the police arrested him and searched the vehicle, uncovering drugs. Despite the different factual context, the court in Witt reaffirmed the principles laid down in Eckel. It held that the search of the vehicle was unlawful because the police lacked probable cause to believe that the vehicle contained evidence related to the warrant for Witt's arrest. The Witt decision further solidified New Jersey's departure from the more permissive federal approach to vehicle searches. It demonstrated the court's consistent dedication to safeguarding the privacy rights of individuals even when they are passengers in a vehicle. Section 7. 2 cases, 1 message, clearer lines for law enforcement. The Eckel and Witt decisions, taken together, sent a clear and unambiguous message to law enforcement agencies across New Jersey. The state's highest court had drawn a line in the sand, making it clear that vehicle searches incident to arrest would be subject to a higher level of scrutiny than permitted under federal law. These rulings provided much-needed clarity for law enforcement officers operating in the field. By setting clear parameters for permissible searches, the court aimed to prevent arbitrary or discriminatory practices. The decisions also emphasized the importance of securing warrants whenever possible, reinforcing the principle that warrantless searches should be the exception, not the rule. Section 8. A legacy of privacy. Eckel and Witt's enduring impact. The legacy of State v. Eckel and State v. Witt extends beyond the realm of vehicle searches. These cases stand as powerful examples of New Jersey's dedication to safeguarding privacy, a right deemed fundamental to individual liberty and autonomy. By choosing to interpret its own constitution to provide greater protection than afforded under federal law, the New Jersey Supreme Court affirmed the state's role as a champion of individual rights. These cases serve as a reminder that the battle for privacy is ongoing. As technology advances and new challenges to privacy emerge, the principles upheld in Eckel and Witt provide a framework for navigating these complexities while ensuring that individual rights are not trampled upon. Section 9. New Jersey, a leader in safeguarding fundamental rights. The Eckel and Witt decisions cemented New Jersey's reputation as a leader in protecting civil liberties. The state's commitment to upholding a robust right to privacy stands in stark contrast to the more permissive approach often taken at the federal level. By setting a higher bar for vehicle searches incident to arrest, New Jersey has taken concrete steps to safeguard its residents from unwarranted government intrusions. These cases serve as a beacon for other states seeking to strengthen protections for their citizens. They demonstrate that state courts have the power and the duty to interpret their own constitutions in a way that upholds fundamental rights, even when doing so means diverging from federal precedent. In a world where privacy is increasingly under threat, New Jersey's bold stance serves as a model for safeguarding this essential freedom.